Yeah, so I wasn't sure if you were responsible for this, but I'm definitely holding you responsible for this ad. All right, so let's just watch it and then critique it. It's 33 seconds.
I knew it. Okay, yeah.
So before we get started with this episode, I just want to explain one thing. We had this great episode with Dara Denny. She came on. We had so many fun segments. We had a great time. I could have sworn I hit record on Zoom, but when I ended the meeting, when I ended the Zoom call, there was nothing, no file, no anything like that. I spent the next 30 minutes in every stage of grief, every layer of hell, until I got an email that it was actually sent to the cloud, and I didn't know that. So I got the recording back. The only problem is it was recorded in like speaker only view. So you won't see everyone on screen at the same time like you usually do. It'll just be one person at a time. Either way, we had a blast of an episode, and I'm sure you will too. Welcome back, everyone, to the 6th episode of Adtopsy. We are just having one of the best episodes. You will not believe what is going on here. We're just about to get into it. We have the full slate of fully licensed creative doctors on Adtopsy for the first time. We have Dr. Erin Elliott, assistant to the regional note taker.
I got a doctor.
You do.
Wow.
We have Dr. Ike, no quotes. We have Dr. Rachel Jackson, Dr. Barry Hott, myself, Dr. Jess Bachman, and a very special guest, pretty much the queen of YouTube media buying, a truly OG in the scene, Dara Denny. Welcome to the show.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. I will also take a doctor in front of my name, actually.
Dr. Dara.
Yeah, DDD.
DDD. That's good. That's good.
Adtopsy is a degree granting institution, if you were not aware.
A doctorate.
So Daria, I don't know if anyone does not know who you are, but for those that don't, can you let us know what your deal is?
Yeah, so my name's Dara. I'm the Senior Director of Performance Creative over at Thesis, and that essentially just means I oversee all of the ad creative teams at Thesis. We now have 4. So we have the studio in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We have a post-production team of about 15 to 20 people at any given time. We have the UGC division, and now we also have the creative strategy division, which is brand spanking new and very relevant to this conversation. I also do YouTube. So, and my channel is all about creative strategy, media buying, that sort of thing. Yeah,
there's not a lot of.
That's where I know you. That's where I know you from.
Right.
That's how we met, Barry.
That's one of those things. Yeah.
But Barry was also my boss for like 6 months.
Oh, right.
Which I always love to bring up.
Oh, there's that.
There's not a lot of. There's plenty of places on YouTube where you can find media buying bros walking through accounts or whatever. But in terms of like creative strategy or even creative in general, there's not much out there except for your channel and a handful of others. And you certainly do a great job of that.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I love doing it. It's just like so awesome. I pretty much just develop creative or like YouTube videos for the person I was a few years ago when I had no idea like what the fuck was going on or how to like run. Can I curse on this show?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Because I just feel like no one was actually
We're going to lose
like,
our sponsors.
Right. Triple Whale and Pencil. Rava and Chase will be fine.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have an absolutely packed, stuffed show full of lots and fun of games. So let's just sort of get started. I'm going to share my screen.
Or just close this YouTube video right now and go watch Dara's channel because it's great. So just shut this video off. Just pause this video, save it for later, and go watch Dara's channel, all of her videos right now.
This episode, I'm going to try and run it entirely in Notion and see how that works. I did reach out to Notion and ask for like a sponsorship, and they were like, our partner sponsors start at 50,000 subs on YouTube. So not there yet.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week. I got to line in on ClickUp. ClickUp might be more interested. But your Slack bot's going to have to adjust to that.
All right. So 2 sponsors, Pencil and Triple Whale. We'll get in that too a little bit later, but the first segment we have is the Adtopsy challenge. Dara brought these videos to us. I don't even know who the winner is. Only Dara knows who the winner is. So Dara, I don't know if you've seen this, but we're going to watch one and then we're going to watch the other. And then we're going to vote on which one performed better. And if we get it right, we get to keep our creative medical license for the next show.
Amazing. I'm going to quickly check which one was the winner now while you're watching these.
You guys get it wrong. We've only gotten it right once, so
Yeah, we'll probably get it.
And of course, because I paid for it, we have to listen to this.
It's time for the Adtopsy Challenge. Only true creative doctors will get it right.
Wow.
else. That is money well spent.
Is it?
I'll put it on Spotify. I'll make a playlist. All right, so we're gonna watch this first one here.
Yep.
Ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Lele Show Lash Eyelash Growth Serum has changed my beauty game for real. It's super simple to use. All you have to do is lightly apply the serum along your lash line. The results start to show within just a week, and it has completely changed my makeup game. No more layers and layers of mascara, and no more false eyelashes.
Okay. And now moving on to the second one.
Tough.
Very
Tough one.
It's
We're
tough.
losing some doctorates this week. We're losing some doctorates.
Do we know the gap? Is it a big gap in performance between these two?
I would dare say so. Yes.
Wow.
It is a big
Great.
gap.
That's helpful. That's helpful. I got it.
Has everyone decided?
I mean,
Can I just see the first
Yeah, I
frame of each?
Yep. Here we go.
Very good.
And then this one.
Yeah, I got my pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Okay. Anyone who thinks this first one, raise their hand.
Let's go. Oh,
oh, all
very
right.
interesting. Okay.
Anyone who thinks the second one? All right, split room. Dara, let us know which one is the correct one, or the performer.
It would be patient 026.
Oh,
Let's go. Barry gets it right.
Yes.
All right, Barry.
Finally. It's a streak.
Okay.
I'm on a streak now.
So I think it was difficult because it's not obvious. They're similar in a lot of ways. There is some differences. I was almost going to go with the second one because it has a border to it, and I've seen people who have been like telling me that like colored borders kill every single time. You know, especially yellow for whatever.
I've
reason.
never heard that, but okay.
I haven't heard that since before the conversion pixel existed. So
Okay, well, someone was in my DM saying that he spent $1 million and yellow wins every single time. So interesting that you don't see that. I mean, it's always interesting that there's something that works every time for someone, and then other people just don't see it.
Yeah.
but this is a bad border. Like maybe a yellow border would have done better than this, whatever was in the first frame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't
I don't
even
know.
see
I
the
would have bet
border.
against it anyway.
Yeah, I didn't even like
big,
internalize there was a border.
Oh, I did. It was one of the big reasons I picked 1 versus 2 was that 1 looked less like an ad, 2 looked more like an ad because of the border.
Mhm.
But you know, then I was also like for number 2, I saw a before and after, and I was like, oh, before and after that could
Sure.
be good. But then I was like, I don't know, the before and after isn't that clear what the actual difference is. I don't know, but A lot of variables here. This was a fun one. But once Dara said that there's a big gap, I was pretty confident on one for a few reasons.
Yep. There is a major difference between the two of them, and at the first, and it's basically, this one has VO.
Yeah, exactly.
Malay Show Lash Eyelash Growth Serum has changed.
And so this one doesn't. It has the music, but the VO is just a whole set. If you have sound on, it's just a whole separate. Like, you may not be reading this, but your ears are going to process what they're saying. So I think it's hard for an ad that are similar in sort of structure to compete if you don't have a VO in there.
I'll say too, the interesting thing about the data behind this ad as well is that the top ad also got a lot of deliveries on stories and reels, whereas the other one didn't. And I believe that's partially because of the border as well. So like, even though for me as like a user of someone who would potentially use this product, I look at both the hooks and I find the before and after one more satisfying to me because I don't have to wait as long. And I also think that the reveal, frankly, on the second one is a little better. And again, I'm someone who would use this product. I use mascara. I have gotten like eyelash extensions before. Like, I know the pain and I know the struggle, right? But I like, when thinking about where this is actually showing up on placements, it makes a little bit more sense that if the first one was showing up on my reels or on stories, I'd be a lot more likely to actually sit back and be like, oh yeah, I guess I do see that progression. And that is a little more satisfying. But when you look at it just in like the black box of like an ad account or looking at it on like Frame and really not like thinking about that user experience and how they're interacting with the platform, like, I think that that's ultimately like what happened here.
So Rachel and Ike, you guys chose the second one. Why would you say that?
Yeah, I think that for me, it was exactly what Dara said, where I found the second one way more satisfying of a before and after. I do want to call out before and after in terms of policy. I believe it is still not allowed to show before and after. So that could be, this, could eventually get rejected and then you have an issue. Of course, it's always, sometimes you try things and see if it works. But I think if you're going to like bank a lot of spend behind something that is not allowed to actually run, you may have an issue. So, I mean, that's always the risk you run by doing things that are like kind of outside of like the Facebook policy.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because like I've heard so much back and forth on before and afters and like, oh, it's only mostly for weight loss, or, oh, it's only like for personal attributes. And I think that this is a really interesting gray area because like this is a personal attribute and maybe Facebook is not going to right out deny it, but it might deprioritize it in the algorithm because
it's makeup.
Yeah.
It's not
but
saying
it's not
like
makeup.
it's going
It's
to
not
permanent.
makeup.
Oh. It's not saying that it's going to permanent. Oh, did I not?
It's not
to that
mascara.
at all?
No, it's not mascara. This is something that's actually growing your eyelashes. So that could, in theory, be more akin to like a weight loss product because you are like altering your body in some way. And two, it's like, I wouldn't normally be super skeptical about that, but like there is a very distinct like before and after that's shown multiple times here. And I think that the Facebook algorithm can just pick up on that immediately and be like, like we're going to deprioritize that a little bit. I have seen other ads that like, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it could run for 6 months totally fine and then randomly get rejected. And that's, I think, where the problem comes in, and then you're like, you lose out on all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually going to call out the same policy, which is the personal health policy, but for close-ups, which are not allowed. You're actually not allowed to show, I think it's really for thumbnails and for images, but you're not allowed to show focused on single body parts. You have to like show like the broader whatever. So,
well, technically this is an eye and an eyebrow. So I can.
Okay.
So
The nose bridge.
I think Barry unintentionally picked up on one reason why this ad performs better. Because Barry didn't really know what the product was. And the VO in this ad explains what the product does. And it's like a growth serum. It's not, extensions or anything like that. And so if the product is if the product is similar to a lot of what's out there, extensions or whatever, like you can get it from this. But if it's different, you need to use every opportunity to explain that it's different than what people might normally expect. So that was fun. Good job, Barry and myself. Well done.
That's the first one you've guessed in, Jess, I believe. You're 1 for 1.
Yep,
All right.
100%.
All right, we're gonna need a graphic with all of our batting averages made.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, good luck to whoever has to execute it.
So this new sponsor of ours, Pencil, I don't know if people use it or not. It's an interesting product. Basically what you do is like, Dara, do you use it at all?
I have used it in the past.
Okay, so basically like you load up like a ton of assets and then you click like this generate idea button and it creates ads for you. They are not all good. It uses like AI, and we'll do some examples of ones that aren't particularly good. But so for example, here's one. Okay, so so I uploaded like a ton of different footage in there, and so it basically took like a raw, and then put some stuff over it, which is not going to be a good ad. But to be fair, it's also saying it's like similar to other losers in the account. So it does. There's a little bit of AI that tries to match up whether it's going to perform better or not. But I think the goal of this is not to get like a full formed ad unit out of it, or the more you use the tool, the better sort of iterations you can get out of it. So here's another example of one.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. I mean, that's basically a fully formed ad. That's pretty impressive.
I'm gonna lose my job at this point.
Yeah, RIP Ike.
See ya.
Well, I think there's two use cases. One is to like truly generate ideas. If you have creative rut or something, allow Pencil to just see what it can find. The other is to actually generate fully formed ads, run a bunch of iterations, find the best one, because like we always like to make the best ad, but also that's fucking expensive. To make a good ad. And so if you can't necessarily afford to do that, you can make these types of ads and just put them in the account and see what happens. You truly never know sometimes.
Let me add, I recommend this for anyone who's just getting started with a brand. If you're just,
yes,
just launch it in there because it can suck in all of the products from Shopify and automatically and take all the images in from there. And I'd also recommend this to anyone who's just like doesn't have a lot of creative resources.
Yep.
Like I just did an audit on an account and they are running like 6 ads. Like we are like, I think every one of us on this call are very spoiled. We work on a lot of creative and we have a lot of creative resources and budget and understanding and knowledge and whatever. But like if you're just getting started or you find you're only using a few ads a month, a year, like, oh my gosh, just throw your stuff in Pencil and you will get new ideas. You will get new stuff that you can use immediately. So I'm a huge fan.
Half the accounts we audit, the ads are not better than this. So there's like a low bar out there. Also, it's literally free to get in there, set it all up, start generating ads. You get 3 free, not generations, but like exports of final generations a month. So just really, just do it. Okay. So
also that $500 plan is a pretty good deal. If you like don't have time, you can just have them do it for you. It's pretty rad.
Man, I'll have to get them to do that. Okay. So moving on to this brand new segment, the Adtopsy Thumb War. And you know what this means, guys. You know what this means. Are you ready?
Do we know what this means?
Where's the budget?
It's the Adtopsy Thumb War. Thumb War. 1, 2, 3 seconds is all you get.
Jess, who gave you a budget
Shot
for
that
this?
feel.
This is why we have sponsors.
This is inspirational, actually. I need to get more sound and segments on my channel.
Yeah, wait a second. This is all I want. I want an episode where it's only jingles the whole time.
So the way this works is we have 8 ads from 8 creative agencies. And so we're only going to watch the first 3 seconds up until the 4th second. And then we're going to watch it. We can talk about it a little bit, but we're all going to give either 1 thumb up or 2 thumbs up, depending on how good we think this thumb stop or hook is. Aaron, you have to keep track of the scores. If there's a tie at the end, we'll go back and look at the rest of the ad and sort of determine the winner.
Wait, did I thumb this up already?
Well,
No,
I
he's just writing our names.
I'm just
Oh.
getting the names ready.
Sorry, I was like,
I didn't
don't
know
you
I was
dare.
doing this, Barry.
I was like, did my
The
thumb
note
go up?
taker.
Okay, ready? Only up until the 4th second. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I don't remember the last time I had Nick or coffee.
This cool stick is a healthy.
That's
Classic garbage hook. Not the hook is garbage, but there's a trash can.
Yep. We can watch it one more
I
time.
don't remember the last time I had Nick or coffee.
This cool stick is a healthy alternative.
Okay, this is coming from 10x ROAS. I think that's a guarantee. Just kidding. From Jacob on Twitter. Good guy. So 1 thumb up, 2 thumbs up, or 0 thumbs up. So vote. Vote now. I'm giving it 2 thumbs.
Oh, we don't want the
Yeah.
actual reactions emoji. Oops.
Wait, keep your thumbs up.
Oh, nice, Dara.
I'll give 1.
I might just have that for the rest of the
Okay.
time now. Whoops.
Jess was the only one who gave it 2, right?
Yep.
Split on
okay.
that one.
Here's another one from Ans Markovic. So we'll see how this one. Anza. Got
I
it.
think.
Okay.
I stole this backpack. It's so freaking great.
Yes, is that you?
It is. We'll play it one more time.
I stole this backpack. It's so freaking.
All right.
That is Anza's work. Yeah, I like that. I didn't realize we could give 2 thumbs up though, but
Yeah, that's the best one, right? 2 thumbs up.
Yep. 1 thumb for me.
Jess, 1 thumb for you, 2 for Ike, 2 for Barry, 2 for Rachel, and 1 for Dara.
Mine are wiggling though. Just FYI.
All right.
he
well, I
has
can't
spirit
make that
thumbs.
happen. Make that
Add a
happen
sparkle
slowly.
next to his.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so here we are from Goodo Studios. Matt on Twitter. He's great. So let's watch this.
Matt.
Matthew.
Whoa.
We'll do it one more time. Hmm.
1.
Say your ratings. Let's say your
Yep.
ratings.
How often do you think that you need to do splits in a suit? Actually, weddings often.
Weddings.
Hey, Jess, did
Also,
you give
it's not that I
0?
want to do a split.
Well, 1 thumb. 1 thumb.
1.
I never want to do a split ever, but I,
But you could.
I
You would want to know if you could.
My butt wants to know that it will be comfortable, and that tells me it will be. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's 100% if you're running an ad for a suit, you have to do splits. Okay, this next one from Consciously Creative. This is the creative group attached to
Phil.
Good Earth. Yep, Phil.
I kept on getting neck pain in the day and realized it was something called tech neck.
All right, robot voice. Let's try it one more time.
I kept on getting neck pain in the day and realized it was something called tech neck.
Neck.
I don't love this one.
Yeah, why's that?
I don't love it because you have a really cute housewife doing cleaning and we're talking about tech neck. So put a badass woman behind a desk or something.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
just
you
like
have to
doesn't match
show-
up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to show what you're also saying. I completely agree.
Skewing the results. So, okay.
You know what? Yeah, take my thumb away from that one.
Ooh.
Did I sway
Ooh.
very hot? I love this.
Yeah, yeah. You influence me.
Yeah, we can talk about it beforehand if anyone does do any swaying.
Lauren.
Yep. So here's from the loft. This is Lauren.
That cavity was grossing me out.
Yeah, thumbs
Yeah,
up. That
that's
got
why.
the ick factor. That
You're
gave me
getting
the
two,
ick.
but that is a policy
And the-
violation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big time policy
I
violation.
don't care.
The HIPAA
That's not a
violation.
cavity.
did
Also,
everybody
not a
give
cavity.
two? Did everybody give
Yep.
two?
2 thumbs up.
I'm just giving one.
I'm
Rachel's
just gonna
giving
give one actually. I have a
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. I didn't immediately know from the hook that it was for kids, so I thought it might have been for adults.
Either way.
So I'll tell you why I gave it 2 is because it does 2 things which I think are important. It gets people to stop, but it also gets people to leave something with a little bit extra of learning more. Like you're going through this, okay, something teeth, and then we finally get to the auto brush. This does not look like a toothbrush. If this was like a toothbrush, I'd be like, I'm not interested. But I need to know what this koala bear looking thing is, and that probably might get me for a little bit longer.
She has the kids
Can I
right
hear the music?
afterwards, but
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to see
No,
that
yeah.
the kid holding up the box. The kid holding up the box is bad. It makes me want to take away a thumb. But
Okay.
like right there. Sorry, but it's coming off of the cavity. It's okay.
It's so quick to introduce the problem and solution. though.
Yeah,
I think that
very
it does
quick.
that so like 2 seconds in.
Mhm.
good work, Lauren.
All right, you can take away one of my thumbs, but or leave it. I don't care.
Oh, Barry.
Are we gonna go back and review these, or we just like?
Leave it.
No, yeah, we can, particularly the ones that were close to the top. So this is from Duckweed Media. Fun name.
Exactly.
Here we go. No sound here. Get the funk
I
out.
mean, this is not like the sexy, cool UGC that we know and love. And like it's weirdly juxtaposed with green screen or whatever. But what I like about it is the dumb little like decorative bit in the back looks like a cigarette. So I
yeah.
immediately think like, oh, like shitty like things in the air and like
Yep.
the cigarette thing. It's just kind of like
I
an
wish-
interesting aside.
I wish second 2 was like anything other than that terrible sentence of that's like, so I might have to do math to read this sentence.
I don't like the name because I think they're saying sans pollutants dust over
Right.
taken
Yes.
more.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
French word, which
Yep.
means
Yeah.
without.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good name, but you can't, when you have a name that's another word, you can't just
Yeah.
dump that word into a sentence and people are going to associate it with a brand.
Yeah. Literally just take
beginning
the
of the
name
sentence.
out. Yeah. Just take the name out. I think it'd be better if it just didn't have it.
I give this 2 thumbs down if I could.
Whoa.
Whoa. 0 thumbs from me.
I
Zero
agree.
thumbs for
0
me, too.
thumbs.
I have 0 thumbs. But I like that the decorative bit in the back looks like a cigarette.
I'll give it 1.
Is this edgy at all? Get
No.
the funk.
No.
They're trying. They're
It's
trying.
in
but,
quotes. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. They even put it in quotes.
I'm
like
sure
non-edgy.
someone thought this was. I'm sure someone thought this was clever.
Yeah.
Get the funk
Yeah.
out. Get it? Like get the funk. Get the F word out. Right, guys? Right?
But we gotta put it in
Clever.
quotes.
Screams ad immediately. It screams ad
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
No offense. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So here's one from Oasis Growth. Barry, you're familiar with them.
Big shout
Oh.
out. Yeah. This is mine and Dora's client.
Yeah.
The perfect gene. The Oasis Growth guys nailed it. Sorry to telegraph this, but
a little biased, so let's watch it.
I'm
Wait,
biased.
what?
I love
If you're
that
anything like
hug.
me, you can never find the gene that.
Wait, one more time.
All of my thumbs.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm into
what?
it.
If you're anything like me,
All of my thumbs.
I'm gonna only give it one thumb, and
Get
I'll
outta here.
I'll tell you why. Because it's so this was great. This right here, you know, something
What?
demonstrating. So I need to understand why, you know, there's milk, you know, maybe it's flexible or something, and then we go into something entirely
if you're
different.
anything like
This is
What?
this is so the reason why I'm saying this is because I saw another cut of this which goes into, you know, someone talking about, you know, how flexible it is, but this is like I'm in a different space. I'm like, throw away your old jeans. I'm not getting that it's entirely flexible.
me, you
know,
can never find the gene that fits you just right.
it just
No, it relates. It relates.
a little bit. I think it could have been better.
We're talking thumb wars here, solely on thumb stop. I mean, you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop. I feel like it. It's very like it's
And
even polarizing. People are gonna hate it. People are gonna love it, but they're gonna
I don't know
It's
why
stay.
good for
anyone
its
hates
audience too. I think it's good for its audience. I think,
Right.
yeah, any younger guy would think this is hilarious.
Or at least interesting.
Right. I just felt like it could have gone on with the joke a little bit, like the one you shared on LinkedIn, Barry,
Doesn't
where
need
he.
to. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. No. I'm sorry. Keep going, Jess.
Like the one on LinkedIn, you shared it because it had a narrative structure to it, and I was like, I was literally hooked. And so one issue that I have with calling these hooks is because I might stop my thumb here, but I'm not hooked as much as I was in that other one, which
you're not wrong. And like, we haven't tested that other one yet, to be fair. So we don't know. And I think both will be good. But like, play this again, because there's something actually in that zoom. Look at this, the zoom in that first, in this startup, like this zoom effect is actually, it's really good.
Tell me
like that's
which part,
I mean,
which part is good?
Yeah, closer. Can you?
We're gonna get demonetized for sure.
But like that is like, it's relating it. It's connecting the shot to the next shot, and it's still it's having it focus. It's clearly focusing it on the gene, on the product. So I do think that you're getting hooked in quick, relevant hook, not just a hooky hook. It's a catching hook that's hyper relevant to the genes, and like then goes straight into throw all your old genes away. I generally am kind of with you. It's a bit of a stretch, but you're already in the mindset of like, whoa, my genes can't do that. And then so throw away all your old genes. That connects for me, and it's working. So
I'm actually glad you brought that up, because the clip transitions is something that you should consider, because each different transition has a little element of whether it feeds into something else, whether it's zoom out or zoom in or push wipes or anything like that. They all have a little bit, they add something to it. They add a little bit of a narrative element that's wicked subtle, but certainly adds up, I think. All right, moving into this last one from Coolin, from my boy Chris.
It smells so good. It smells so good.
Do it one more time.
It smells so good. It smells so good.
I'm gonna give this one 2 thumbs up. I was a little on the fence because this product, I'm very familiar with this product here. It is candles, but it's not, you have to like pour it yourself. So it's a different type of product. It's like the eyeliner where like, if I need to be seeing candles to get into the candle mindset, but in the first 3 seconds, they do mention candles here. And so it sort of connects for me.
I just don't know what it is. Like,
yeah,
I think like that's hard for me, but I think like what does work is like we have like a very attractive like woman in the very aesthetic background, and she's talking about some product that's like making her house smell good or whatever. Like, but what's confusing for me is like, do you eat it or not? Like literally, that's the first
Yep.
question I
Yes.
asked myself. Like, are we
That's
eating
what
this?
I'm thinking
are-
too.
Are we
'Cause she's in the
eating this
kitchen.
thing? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like that is kind of difficult for me. But like if you're in this sort of like cottage core minimalist farmhouse like aesthetic vibe, then like I'll probably keep watching.
I've been 100% swayed. I am now on one thumb because I've seen this first 3 seconds in a million different ads, and it's always like they're gonna make a smoothie or they're gonna put granola on something, and I need to get out of that now to be in the candle mindset. And I don't know, and maybe this does it, maybe it doesn't, but yeah, that context switching can be difficult.
Well, the reason I'd give it a thumb is because she's good. She's
good.
She says the so good in a great way, and it does. And I love the other person coming over because she just like has to share it.
Yep.
That is compelling as well. I don't like that it's in the kitchen because now I'm confused about the food thing. So one thumb for me.
I agree. One thumb. I feel like it's an effective like thumb stopping tactic. I mean, what else are you going to do for something that smells like a candle, right? But yeah, a little bit of execution and a little more well thought out where you're placing this shot, I think could have helped.
No thumbs from me. I do not like the text flying in. I don't like the text animating in here. Branded font, top of the screen. I don't care that it's in a kitchen or not. This looks like Kim Cattrall's daughter. That's just Kim Cattrall. I don't know if Kim Cattrall has a daughter. This just looks like if Kim Cattrall had a daughter, this would be what that would look like. I'm just guessing.
Kim Cattrall.
Is that Kim Cattrall?
Ike's so young, he doesn't know who that is.
Sex and the City it's a TV franchise and a movie.
Barry, don't you say top of the screen text is better though?
Yeah, but I'm saying this not good. Like this is not good. Like
it's doing typography, right?
It's doing because it's just not like having it there it's not it's not authentic.
I don't mind it.
It's clearly
I don't
an ad.
mind
Though.
it.
It's clearly an ad.
I don't
Like,
actually
that's my
think
point.
that because I think a lot of like influencers and like creatives on TikTok are now using so many different types of like fonts on TikTok and Reels.
This font.
Yes, I think that like the whole like there used to be one Instagram stories font, one TikTok font has
You're
like
right.
totally changed now.
You're right.
So
you're
like
right.
this to me as like someone who would potentially buy this for my house, like that doesn't stand out to me.
They're gonna have it animate in like that though. They're gonna have it animate in like that.
Well, it's kind of like a tracker text, right? And we have seen that effect work well.
Yeah,
it's like that doesn't really bother me. I just need to know if I'm going to.
I might be
this
too
thing or
picky on
not.
that.
So
Yeah. It smells so good. Also, smells so good is also like not. It could be anything, and I don't care.
Yeah, like at first
It could be
glance,
popcorn.
at first glance
popcorn.
to me it looks like tea.
I thought it was tea. I thought it was tea.
Cup,
Yep.
like the
Yeah.
cylinder for the candle.
And whatever it is, I don't care. But I just don't. I don't want to be sold. I don't. It hasn't given me any good enough reason. I have
This ad
lots of
clearly
good
is
smelling
not for
things.
you.
No, but I don't know. I don't know. I wholly agree, and I'm not saying that from my perspective. I meant like a consumer. A lot of consumers have already feel like, oh, I'm being sold to. I'm out. Like that's it. You know.
Final thing I will say about this ad is I think a client, if delivered this ad, would actually love it.
Yes, of course.
Which I think is funny because a lot of clients want like the attractive person, the cute background, this like sort of fake thoughtfulness is what I call it, when actually, which is all based on the aesthetics. But like strategically, there's a big mix match here in the hook.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the second line, by the way, the stop buying candles or whatever it was. Don't buy candles. I don't know. Like I'd want to find a way to like enhance that more because that's at least that's a weird thing to
or
say.
if she said, I stopped buying candles because of this, that would have been like a dope hook.
Yeah, I'd like that more. I'd like that way more.
Yeah.
Barry, yeah, because that phrase, it smells so good. I feel like I've heard that in so many ads before. It makes me think ads. So like if there was like another workaround, like she has her friend coming into frame, like, oh my God, you have to smell this. Come smell this. It might, yeah.
Same problem. Because it could be like food, it could be tea, it could be anything.
What if she said like, this smells better than my candles or something? Get that in
I'd
quicker.
still wonder if we were going to eat it or not.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Right.
The kitchen
It
really
is my
does
lunchtime. Yes. And I'm hungry watching this ad.
Okay. So let's go back and sort of add up these thumbs here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We didn't
5,
talk
6.
about these first couple, by the way. We didn't
I
really
know.
talk about any of these first ones. We just like let them
Yeah.
thumbed.
Let's talk about sort of the winners here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thumbs here for Ann's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Matthew. A couple of thumbs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9
So
10.
So currently tied between this one and this one. So let's talk about this one a little bit because we didn't really get well, not this one. Which one? Was it this one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So just a few things about this one. Initially, I loved it because it goes into it. There's a very creative execution with this guy, you know, but I really feel like this first line doesn't work for me. Because he says he stole this backpack and then this happened, which I would expect to see on a clip like this. And then
I stole this.
And then it switches to I stole it. I feel like you could just start with like, I stole this guy's backpack because, and I get that hook in there much quicker. I just don't like the changing of perspective here. Sort of messes me up a little
I'm
bit.
going to push back on that. I actually think this is super clever because I think that this plays on like something I see over on TikTok organically, which is like people showing like wild things that happen like out in the universe or whatever. Like I always stop when I see ring videos or like house videos or people like coming up to that. So when I see this, I see it as like, oh my God, like I have to know like what's going to happen next. And I feel like it's like from a news clip or from something else or from like a POV shot. And then when it switches perspectives, I'm just kind of along for the ride at that point because I've been hooked and I need to know what happened to like make someone steal this or whatever. I think that they're just, it's clever and I don't hate it.
It's content. Like that's what I immediately saw here. This was a piece of like looked and felt like a normal piece of content that was absolutely not an ad, but is something worth watching and relevant and interesting.
It's got a world star
and it kept
effect.
that going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
World Star. It reminded me of like the TikToks of people pranking people in like Home Depot, like putting a bucket on their head or something. It like scratches
under
their
no
head.
circumstance.
Yeah.
Under no circumstance would I think he stole this backpack, then this happened is an ad. Under no circumstance would I think that's an ad, or would a common person. And I love that.
But I need to know what happened.
Yeah, he just put a second thumb
Jess
for
is
himself.
I've been swayed.
Okay, so by the way, now it's a tie because I miscounted before. It was 10, this was 10 versus the other one was 11. Now they're both 11.
I don't give 2 thumbs up, but I think I would for this one in retrospect. Like I'm very hard to impress, even like at thesis. I generally hate everything, even if it performs. But like
okay, so well done, Anze, for crushing it. Tied even with the, or more votes, even with the flagrant bias of both Dara and Barry on the Gene one. So so well done there.
I actually didn't put the 2 thumbs up there. I think I just have one, but that's okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So just a quick notice to like and subscribe. It's pretty easy. I'm just gonna walk you guys through it here. You just press the button, and then you press this button, and you might want to press this one too.
Yeah.
Boom, there we go. Yeah, literally costs you nothing, and we celebrate in the office every time someone does that. So we have one more ad to critique here, and we should go through it a little bit quickly. But Dara, do you guys work with Fabletics?
I don't know. I know Savannah does their UGC though, but I'm very familiar as someone they've targeted excruciatingly in the past.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if you were responsible for this, but I'm definitely holding you responsible for this ad. All right, so let's just watch it and then critique it. It's 33 seconds.
I knew it. Okay, yeah.
It's all butts. It's all butts.
And Post-its.
That should have been the hug.
I like that shot.
I do feel personally responsible for this ad and
Yep.
how often I now see it coming up. And I feel bad because I remember one of my first weeks at Thesis, Barry was like, oh, we should continue doing this. We should do this. We should do this. No one would ever do it. And then I decided to make a YouTube about it probably like, 9 months later. And then now we just see it fucking everywhere.
You mean Post-it ads?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dara
You're saying I'm a trendsetter?
Yes. Yes, you are a trendsetter.
Nice.
Dara owns the expired copyright on this sort of this technique. So I'm curious, as the inventor of it, is this a good implementation of it?
I think that I think it's clever, but it's missing the mark a little bit for me in terms that number one, I actually think the writing on the Post-it notes looks too fucking nice. Like it just it doesn't feel as like organic as it should. That's a little better. I also don't like in the hook. It's a little too much text for me. So it's like I love the butt slap. That's great, but all that I see is
the
like
handwriting.
Lululemon. Yeah,
the handwriting on this one is believable.
This one exactly. This one's believable,
That
but
one.
these shorter ones, not quite.
I
But
think they're digital. Are these? I can't tell if these are actually handwritten.
I was.
That looks
questioning
digital
that
to
too.
me.
Look, it's moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a lot of effort for freaking Post-it
That
note.
one.
So I've
Well, it's
just so
because-
you know, I've shot stuff with blank Post-its before to handwrite in on like my iPad or stuff or whatever, but not. I don't think I've ever tried for video,
No.
but bold.
They're gonna.
It's a lot of work.
They're gonna mask the hand out.
No, that's written. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a lot of editing. That's a lot of editing for 33-second
Just
ad.
write
I
the
think-
fucking Post-it, my guy.
But maybe they
Um,
did have it written and they wanted to write something else, and
Or
that's
they
what they're
spelled
testing, they're
something
playing
wrong.
with.
Or it's AI and there's like a million iterations of
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
on here.
I mean, do I think this ad works? Potentially, but I think actually no. I don't think it does because I think the hook actually loses me completely. Like I'm not incentivized. Like that's too much text. I'm not retaining any of that. Booty sculpting, like okay, interesting. This I would be gone because I'm like I don't give a like these two. Like actually these last three leggings I think look tacky and I hate them.
Right.
And like I just couldn't be bothered at this point.
It looks like there's some twerking about to go on here. Something.
Yeah, hate this legging. But I'm just like placing myself in it now. This is better. That looks
I
like
thought it
something.
was I thought it was a Lululemon ad at first.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the only word you see on that first Post-it. It's like, oh, all right. Because
I mean,
so much text, like you said.
It's good to use like really bright colors in the hook. So I just think the execution just like didn't quite get there for me. Like all the right things, but I think there's like small nuances where I'm like, not quite getting it.
I think Ike brings up a great point because people are watching this with 8 brain cells turned on. And if I see this and it's like, it says Lululemon, it's like lemon colored. And it just looks like Lululemon in general. And for the rest of the ad, I might be in like, oh, this is Lululemon, if you're going to use the competitor's name, be very overt that like Lululemon bad or something, and maybe not other references to lemons or that type of color.
I don't know, Jess. Like Lululemon, you really think anyone's going to be like, this is an ad for Lululemon? Like, no, like 1% of the audience might get that mixed up. Come
Look
on.
how
Also-
long that quote is, though. I don't know.
It's too long. Like
Lululemon.
It's.
It doesn't
I would
matter.
say split it up.
I don't
Split it
know.
up for both cheeks. Like Lululemon on one
Totally.
without the price tag on the other.
I love that.
But do a
Love that.
double booty tap. That would have improved
Double-
things.
I'm just saying, like
He's the
Lululemon
originator.
already accomplished. Like Lululemon already accomplished the goal of
No, I think it does the opposite. I think if I read like Lululemon, and I get those words if I read the rest of it, but if I just hear like Lululemon and that's all I read, I might be like, I like Lululemon, or my brain is like,
no,
like
get outta
Lululemon.
here.
I also will say that the actual legging they used for this intro shot, I know that's not fucking Lululemon.
That's true.
And if I'm a
Yeah,
woman who
if you're
gives a
the-
shit about that, like that is some tacky weird shit on the back end. Like that ain't Lululemon.
I do like that they're using a lot of yellow for like the squat proof thing, because I think
That's important.
matters.
That should have been the
You can
hook. I
tell.
think I would have liked that as the hook with a different, like whatever, but that is a deep squat.
Yep. Okay, great breakdown of that. I always find it fascinating how the Post-it notes is just effective. It is just effective at drawing your attention to something very short. This is certainly too long, but it's just like you can't not read it. You just simply can't.
It's a classic make ugly ads tactic. It's to make you feel more authentic, more believable, more real, even though this is clearly polished and like well done. Like it's not really polished. I don't think I call this polished, but like this is a good version of like, instead of doing the polished text overlay, fly in text overlay animate, it's another way of doing that. And I think it's good, and it can make people feel more at ease.
All right. So quickly into our second sponsor, Triple Whale. Love Triple Whale. Totally obsessed with it. Robin's like ridiculously smart marketer. Love
Very-
that guy.
Oh, and
He's
very,
very
handsome.
handsome and very handsome.
Very, very handsome. I just want to show something quickly in this one account. So this account's on the Triple Pixel Facebook. So we're looking at a time period where Facebook ads account has been disabled. So we have not run Facebook ads here. 0 spend, 0 ROAS, 6 purchases, 3K in conversion value. And when we looked into this, like what is going on here, it's not latent attribution from the pixel. It's coming from the post-purchase survey. So it's coming from this thing, people answering this survey and answering, oh, I saw it from like a Facebook or Instagram ad. So this is like a new feature of theirs. Very interesting. I don't think this survey is as good as like, No Commerce or some of the other surveys out there right now, but it is connected to the rest of the account and the pixel. So it's pulling in that data, which I find kind of fascinating.
First of all, definitely should say it's better than No Commerce, because No Commerce isn't paying us. But it's really impressive that they rolled this out. I think it's really neat that they keep building features like crazy and being able to integrate them into their data and their stack. It's really cool to see something like that. And because before this, I was saying, go look at what you're seeing in your post-purchase surveys and compare that to what you're seeing in your attribution tool. But I mean, hello, slam dunk, just combine it. I was really impressed when they did that.
To be able to share this with the client this week, that like, hey, Facebook's been off. There's 3K in sales attributed to this. There's clearly issues with survey data no matter what. To be able to kind of show that signal was really cool, and to be able to talk about it in that way, because this is a product that's like high AOV, like $300 AOV. So that journey is really long. So to have the platform itself to actually be able to attribute that is like very unlikely. So it was really cool to be able to sort of have that conversation.
And I think it's free if you're using it. So it's now into the final segment. Teach us YouTube, you will. Great honor to have you on here, Dara. You are like what we aspire to be as a channel. You have like 20,000 subs. I think we have like 100. I'm just curious. I'm not asking you to like tell us all the secrets. But like, tell us what to expect on this journey, because you've been on it, you know, in this niche with this content.
Yeah, I mean, consistency is like the biggest thing for me, and like is really my ultimate role right now. Like I'm scaling up a little bit on YouTube, which is really exciting in terms of like the content that I'm putting out. But like if you can remain consistent to the algorithm, once you do have a piece of content that is really good and people really connect with, they will reward you as long as you've shown that consistency. Last week I had a video, like most of my videos get like 2 to 3K views per week, which is good. I have like some great super fans out there, many of which I know will be listening to this episode because I will be sending them from my YouTube. But I had a video go to like 9.5K in like 2 weeks, which was really unusual and cool. And that was because I had built up like a trust with the algorithm. And then when they saw, oh, people are watching this longer, people are clicking on this more, they rewarded that a lot and just like gave me tons more impressions. And I'd say I've been getting like 1,000, like anywhere from 500 to 1,000 new like viewers that have never seen my channel every single day because of that trust that I like built with the algorithm and just remaining consistent. So I think it's really hard to tell people, oh, just make good content, especially in the beginning, when really like my ethos has always been and will continue to be just make content and put it out there and learn from it. So yeah, I'd say one of the more unique things I did with YouTube that I think set me up for success really early on is I literally just looked at like common questions people were typing into Google and to YouTube search, and I made 30 videos about it in 30 days. If you go back in my channel, you will look at these videos. They are shit. Some of them are only 2 minutes long. They are bad videos, but I knew people were searching for them and for these questions. So I got a lot of like long tail keyword like searches, and a lot of people were like, wow, yeah, I had this like really nuanced question and you answered it. Even though my production value was bad, I was very uncomfortable in front of the camera. They still had that trust with me because I was answering something that was super specific. So yeah, like, I guess that's it.
So
that recent one that you're talking about with 9,000 views has a good thumbnail, very good thumbnail and headline, which is Facebook ads have changed a lot in 2022. And on the thumbnail, it says, "I've changed my mind, ... which is really good.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if like this got like racked up like 50 to 100,000 views by the end of the year. Like I think there's a lot of room for people to want to tune into that.
Yeah, I've definitely been working on my thumbnail game. That was something I think is like, I'm not really so good at. Some interesting notes about my YouTube channel. I recently hired a video editor, which is really exciting. It takes me anywhere from like 8 to 10 hours per week to produce and film and edit one of these videos. So I finally was like, you know, able to do some behind the scenes magic and like get it so that I could pay a video editor to do my content, which has been a massive, massive help. I'm now able to focus way more on production and more on thumbnails and like just frankly putting out more content. I hired someone to make shorts for me out of all my old videos. And I'm also doing like shorts only specific content so that I can try and get like new viewers. I should start dropping those maybe next week, but I'm trying to build up a backlog. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, trying to be really consistent with what I do and like showing up for the people who like watch my channel every single week.
So Dara, how do you think about like the creative content space? Because you're one of the few people that even have videos talking about creative, and you could probably get a lot more views just by doing like account breakdowns. I mean, there's just so much media buy. There's so many media buyers and media buying content out there, but that's not something that we want to do. So like, do you feel like a pressure to bend to the will of the Google searches or the audience, or how do you think about that?
Sometimes I do, but I think it helps that I have like a growth background so that like I can speak to a variety of things that are more technical. I also just know who my audience is at this point, right? It's like 50% like founders and people who are trying to run this themselves. And the other 50% are like agency people, media buyer types. So like knowing that, and like I do polls all the time, like on my community page on my channel that are like, hey, like what content do you want to see from me? Like what actually interests you? And it's interesting that that stuff doesn't always perform. But I know at this point, like what kind of content buckets perform really well for me because I've put out so much content. I've now put out 116 videos. So I know that, okay, people actually really like looking at creative strategies or creatives they should put in their account. Like that kind of video always does really, really well. So anytime that you can bring it back to like their end game, which is to like make more money on using these ad buying platforms, like that's always going to perform. Another like content bucket that performs really well for me is like watch me build out a Facebook ad account structure style video. And that's like really for the newbie who's like, okay, I've set up my pixel, I've done the thing, but like, how do you do it? And that's content that I really desperately wanted when I first started out as a media buyer, because I was like, yeah, like there's a million ways to do it. Do I stack my interests? Do I not? And it's like, now I look back and I'm like, yes, I know, because I have so much experience that that question doesn't even really fucking matter. But like when you don't know, you don't know. And there's like my content is like for those people who like don't know and like need that reassurance from someone that has seen a lot of accounts and like has had that guidance. So it's like I try to envision myself as like, hey, if we were going to sit at a bar and have a few beers and like look at like a Facebook ad account, like this is what it would feel like.
That's interesting. The polls are interesting because, you know, we create these new segments. I really don't know what people want from, you know, Adtopsy. And there's not a lot of feedback. So if you're watching now, like, you know, drop a comment or whatever. But yeah, interesting to think about what I would want from a show like this, and then do that.
I think too, like what could be really interesting for you guys to test out is like try breaking up these content buckets into separate videos. Cause like I didn't really know what was going to come next. And I thought that like, oh, the thumb stop thing is actually really exciting. And I get tons and tons of comments like, I want more episodes on like good hooks and good hook strategies. So I think like sometimes breaking it up, because getting people to watch like a long video is a super big ask. And like some people, your super fans are always going to watch, but like at this early in the game, it's like kind of about producing more content instead of like longer content. So if you could break that up, I even think that like algorithm wise, it could help you. And you'll also see like, what do people actually want to see? Right now, it's just kind of like the episodes are long and it's really hard to determine like, you know, where they're falling off or what they're just interested in, because even the like little line graph where it shows where people leave, like that's just like it's just an average. So it's
and you don't get that if people leave early. They don't get to be exposed to the other parts to know if they're good or not.
That's a good point.
So you would have like more data, I think, if you grouped your content a little bit more. So like
we have done it a few times, but even the segments themselves are like 20 minutes. Have you ever experimented with shorts at all?
So I have a few shorts on my channel right now, and like they do pretty well. I did just say that I hired a shorts editor. I actually hired two shorts editors so that I could start doing 2 to 3 shorts a day. I'm like building up that backlog now. And it is a huge ask, but again, consistency is the key here. And really my first plan of attack is like just going through all my old videos and like having them like get the great nuggets out of those to put those there.
How do you give them timestamps? Like, or do you have someone who can actually watch a video and figure it out?
I've hired other media buyers to do it.
Let's talk. I need to hire those people.
Yeah. So I've had a few people reach out to me who are like, hey, I'm like, I've been watching your channel for like 2 years and like, I love what you do. And like, I want to like do shorts or something. And like, yeah, like the content, it's not like the most world-warning shorts or whatever, but like at this point I don't give a shit. I just like want the consistent content, and like as long as we're getting something out, we can like iterate and improve from there. Because right now my main like concern is like understanding what content buckets are going to be the best for me, because I don't know what that is for shorts yet. So I'm trying to discover that, and also create some more like short specific content. So I'm actually doing a shorts shoot in the thesis studio in like 2 weeks. That's just going to be like a sit down, because I got feedback from some of my users that they want more like behind the scenes, who is Dara kind of content. And I actually think that's best for shorts, because if I can sell people on me on shorts, then they'll want to watch my bigger videos. Because I'll say my concern about shorts is that those users are going to be new they may or may not like me. And if I can convince them on me and my personality, they'll be more likely to watch my content. But if I'm selling them on like a specific content bucket, they might just like not like my content or the way that I do things. So yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, I want to see I think the behind the scenes stuff, or like just more of you. I would love. I mean, I think it's great. I think you're great. But like, I would love to see you just like selfieing shit, just like walk around and selfie. Like, you don't need to like mix that in too. You don't need to like have it all be fully polished. I think that's what people want, is that to see that real authentic side. That's at least what I would enjoy more from you on like a Shorts or TikTok or whatever.
I've definitely had that feedback before, and I actually argued about it because like my video editor right now, the one who does my weekly videos, like he's been watching me for a few years, and like he's a media buyer type, and like we've like had a big discussion about it last week, and he's like, people want more of you. So that is something that I'm trying to do more, is give more of that, because I am so tutorial like educationaltainment, like, or whatever but like I am trying to give more of that, but it's hard.
Yeah,
I think you've developed now. Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
People definitely want more of you, Dara, and we're going to give it to them on a whole bunch of shorts related to this segment.
Yes. Turn me into shorts. I love it. I'll cross post.
So thank you, Dara. I think we've extracted maximum value from your brain in this hour. For those that don't know, where can people find you?
You can find me over at YouTube. It's just my name, Dara Denny. That's definitely the best place to find me these days. I launch one video every single week on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. So find me there.
Great. Thank you, everyone. What a fun episode of Adtopsy. I think we're bringing something new every week here, and it's a little exhausting, to be honest. But